Hi, Fox, me again. I am talking about emotions, and I'm still talking about how do we make emotions? How do we make emotions? Human beings are meaning makers, so we make emotions from meaning, right? We make emotions from meaning. If you listen to my last video, I spoke about prediction. So we make meaning. What will this mean to me? What does this mean for me? Now, the cognitive process, how we make meaning, is that there's a theory called the control value theory. The control value theory. So we make meaning based on how much control do I have over what's going on and how important is this for me? Okay, how much control do I have over what is happening and how important is this to me? Now, a lot of the times, people focus on things that are outside of their control, which means it will increase the intensity of your emotions. So if you're afraid of something, or say you're afraid of, losing your job, and then instead of focusing on building your own personal skills and making sure that your career resilient, but you're focusing on, I could potentially lose my job, and that's something that's outside of your own sort of control, whether the organization will downsize, whether the economy is going down. That is precisely something that's outside of your own control. So what that does is that it increases the intensity of negative emotions if you're focusing on things that are outside of your own control, right? And then in terms of the value, we are not born with values, right? But through personal experiences, we then begin to put a value on certain experiences, certain events, certain processes. We put a value, on those things, right? So we all have values, whether we are consciously aware of them or not. We've placed values on, based on the experiences we've had. We've placed meaning and value on certain things. For example, money. We have different values when it comes to money. Now, depending on the value you have placed on, either a relationship or money, that will determine, the level of intensity. How important is this for you, right? For example, if you made meaning to say money means, based on experiences, money means security for you. So if you do not have money, guess what happens? Your insecurity goes up. It is based on the value, right? If you have money in your account, what do you feel? Your security goes up. So what is the value? Now, the challenge with values is that a lot of us don't consciously decide what our values are. A lot of us are still operating with self-preservation values. These are values that we formulate in our young age, when we're younger, when we are having experiences, either our first, interaction with money or with other people, or whether we get, rejected or harmed. We then make meaning and place value on our experiences, and we generate values based on those experiences. But in that age, we are only making self-preservation values. Now, when we're older, we need to have what are called self-expression values. Yeah, which means I am increasing my agency in my life, right? So the values that I now have are about me and where I'm going, my self-expression, which then increases my control over the events of my life, right? Remember, we said we're making meaning from control value. What control do I have? How important is this? So the moment you generate values consciously, you are determining, you are shaping your control. You are increasing your agency when you are making meaning, or when you are interacting with the world, because then you are increasing your control by focusing on the internal locus of control, which then means that you can change emotions as they happen. You're no longer a victim of your own emotions. You now have even control over your own emotions because you're taking control of your meaning making system, right? So very important. We make emotions from meaning, and we are meaning makers, which means we can take control of our meaning making system so that we can manage our own emotions. Thanks for listening.